or Annie. It only works on checks.
Deposit checks from your smartphone with Chase Quick Deposit. Just snap a picture, hit send, and done. Take a step forward and chase what matters.
Well, the GSA hot tub guy, he's out. Jeff Neely just left the General Services Agency. He's been under fire for planning that $800,000 Las Vegas conference. You remember, the one with the clown? My next guest says that Neely could get a multi-million-dollar pension, and taxpayers shouldn't have to pick up that tab. Republican Florida Congressman John Mica joins me now. Congressman, I read where he may be getting $100,000 a year for the rest of his life.
Well, it's possible he may get a lot more than that. Unfortunately, GSA paid him until this week, and now we find out some kind of a deal was cut on his retirement. So we started today, and we're going to investigate when Congress goes back next week, this latest slap in the face to taxpayers.
Yeah, but Neely already went down, and he appeared before a couple of committees, and he took the fifth, and he strolled away. It feels like, is Congress just simply losing its power to seek justice for Americans and taxpayers?
Well, you know, there's been so many protections put in for civil servants, and I think we should keep them. But this guy is not, you know, your average Joe federal employee. This is an SES, a senior executive service. This is a highly paid administrator that takes an oath. He went before my committee, my investigative committee that I serve on, government reform. You're right. He took the fifth. Then he turned around the next day and he thumbed his nose. He refused to show up at my committee. When you take an oath and you're in a high position, I want your salary cut off immediately. And if we have to, we'll change the law. And then why should this guy be getting huge benefits and some special retirement plan? I want that stopped too.
So now you're obviously going to have a critics who are immediately going to talk about due process, and of course those others who may just not even see this as the crime of the century that a lot of other people's may feel. So how do you work around that? Because I understand I understand how you feel now.
Well, again,
and I'm excited about the way you feel now.
This is a high-level guy. This isn't an average civil service you're trying to protect, so, you know, they don't play politics and get rid of the guy. Additionally, you know, what I want to do is also go after this guy. He needs to pay back and compensate the taxpayer for some of that lavish spending, putting out money and spending it where he shouldn't have spent it. I want that money back for the taxpayer. So somebody's got to look out for the taxpayer in this whole process. He shouldn't have even been paid a day after he refused to talk to our committee or come for our committee as a highly positioned administrator. That's wrong. We're going to change it if we have to.
How does this work, Representative Mica? What's the next step? You put together legislation and you get sponsorship behind it. Is this something that could be fast-tracked while it's still fresh in the public's mind?
We'll have that up. In fact, I plan to introduce it as soon as Congress returns after Memorial Day. We'll have it up. But we started today with our investigative staff when we heard that a deal had been cut. We also want to know if he was paid from the day after. Again, he refused to come before us. I didn't want him to get a penny from that day forward. So we're going to go back, and if we have to change the law, you know, we might have been shafted one time as far as Congress and the taxpayer, but we're not going to let it happen again. So if we have to change the law and the rules, then we're going to do that and also get some of the money back that he owes the taxpayers.
Well, I can tell you right now, this is something that better be bipartisan because everyone's fuming about it, and we appreciate the efforts that you're going through.
It will be. It will be.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Well, government's burning money, and it's lighting up a huge controversy, and we're not just blowing smoke. We have the proof. Next.